Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something huge: why so many data projects, well, just don't work out, and how to make absolutely sure that yours does. And I'll give you a little hint: it has almost everything to do with the quality of your plan. So let's get into it. I mean, it's a super frustrating question, right? You've got the data, you've got the fancy tools, you've got a smart team. So why do a ton of projects just fizzle out, or they deliver results that are kind of vague, or they just completely miss the point of what they were supposed to do in the first place? Well, the answer, and this might surprise you, is usually pretty simple. It's not about the fancy algorithm you're using. It's not about the size of your data set. Nope. It's all about the plan you make before you even dream of writing a single line of code. So where do we even begin? The absolute first place to start, the non-negotiable step one, is to really nail down your mission. You have to get crystal clear on the problem you're actually trying to solve. And this right here is where so many projects go off the rails immediately. Teams get a vague problem like, hey, sales are down. But that's a symptom, not a diagnosis. A great project starts by digging deeper to find a specific, measurable problem. Something like the 90-day churn rate for new customers has surged. See the difference? That's something you can actually investigate and solve. So to build that solid foundation, you gotta answer these 4 questions. First, the why. What is the real core problem? Then, the what. What does success actually look like? Give me a number. And then the so what. If we pull this off, what's the actual business value? And finally, the who. Who needs to be in the loop on this? Answering these up front will save you so many headaches down the road, trust me. Okay, so our mission is defined. Now what? How do we actually navigate the project from start to finish? Well, the good news is you don't have to make it up as you go. There is a trusted industry-standard roadmap called CRISP-DM. And honestly, the best way to think about it is as a GPS for your entire project. This framework gives you 6 clear phases. You start with business understanding. That's our why. Then you move to data understanding. What have we actually got to work with? Then comes data prep, which is usually most of the work. Then you get to the fun stuff, modeling and analysis. After that, you evaluate your results to see if they make sense. And finally, deployment, which means putting your solution out into the world where it can actually do some good. But here's the thing, and this is a game changer. This is not a straight line. It's a circle. It's an iterative process. You are going to learn things along the way that make you loop back. You might be evaluating your model and realize, whoops, I need to prep the data differently. You might even get to the end and realize you need to refine the business problem you started with. And that's okay. The best teams embrace this cycle. Okay, let's be real. You've probably got a dozen great ideas for data projects, but you can't do them all at once. So being smart means you have to choose your battles and figure out where you can make the biggest splash with the resources you have. My favorite tool for this is the simple impact versus effort matrix. You plot all your potential projects on this grid. What you're looking for are those quick wins in the top left. They're high impact but low effort. These are perfect for getting results fast and building momentum. The major bets are your big strategic plays. And anything that falls into that bottom right postpone box, yeah, you're going to want to avoid those like the plague. Now, let's talk about the fuel for this whole engine, the data. You can have the most brilliant plan, the smartest team, but if your data is a mess, your results will be a mess. It's that simple. Garbage in, garbage out. So before you even think about building a model, you have to run through a quality checklist. Ask yourself, is this data accurate? Does it actually match the real world? Is it consistent? Are things recorded the same way everywhere? Is it complete, or are we missing a ton of values? Is it timely? Is it recent enough to matter? And super important, are we handling it ethically and securely? Is privacy protected? Have we checked for bias? This isn't optional. It's the foundation of any trustworthy analysis. All right, we're getting close to the finish line, but this last part is where so many projects stumble. You did the work, you found some amazing insights, so what? The whole point is to drive real-world action, not just to create a pretty report that gathers dust. When you boil it all down, analysis is really just about testing educated guesses. We call them hypotheses. You have to frame your question in a way you can actually test. So, not, why do users churn? That's too broad. Instead, try something like, if new users log in less during their first 7 days, then are they more likely to churn? That's a clear question that data can give you a clear answer to. And when it's time to share what you found, please remember this rule. The 10-20-70 rule. Spend just 10% of your time on the background.
Spend 20% on your key findings. And then, this is the important part, spend a whopping 70% of your time on the actionable plan. What should we do now? What are the next steps? That's what your audience really, truly cares about.
And that action plan doesn't just stop when you launch a model. A model is never really done. The world changes, people's behavior changes, and your data can start to drift, which makes your model less accurate over time. A real MLOps plan includes how you're going to keep an eye on it, how you'll retrain it with new data, and how you'll manage different versions. It's a living thing.
Which really brings us to the most important point of this whole explainer. At the end of the day, the goal isn't just about doing a technically perfect analysis. The goal is to make the analysis useful. It's about taking a real business problem, finding a real solution, and actually making a change. That's how you win.
So, I'll leave you with this one question to take back with you. For the very next project you kick off, before you look at any data, before you write any code, can you sit down and clearly, simply state its why? Because if you can get that right, you're already most of the way there.